I remember the first time I had to say no. My heart was like bumping. My head completely sweat. And I was so scared to come in that feeling that screams inside, said, no, say yes, say yes, say yes. All the fear. But I did. I did say no. And instead of feeling very terrible and yeah, I felt a little tickling feeling inside, I also felt a lot of release, a lot of freedom in my inner world. And instead of that being the end of my life, because I felt like, okay, I'm gonna end up in a big war now. It was the biggest step I could take to start letting go of more toxic relations and being more open and receiving the people who speak more their truth and yeah, understanding more about healthy ways of boundaries and talk with people. So if you are looking for information how to also step out of the biggest thing to say yes or to say no, not to say yes, but to say no, then this video is for you. And I'm happy to share with you a few steps what it takes to understand how to do it. So the first thing to understand that this is an universal feeling, and a lot of people carry the same energy and also the same fear of saying no. And it all starts when we grow up and we learn not to say no, because then it is most of the time selfish. We need to be easygoing. We need to yes, connect deeply with our partners, with the things we do. We have to let go of everything when someone asks us and give our time away. So it's all about how the community have teach us how to deal with this. But inside, we feel an, a restlessness and we don't feel happy because we feel in our system we want to say no, but we keep saying yes. So one thing to understand that every time that we say yes, the extra time one of our friends are asking to share more about themselves, or the extra task at your job, or uh, you can name anything, but the thing that you really wanted to say no to and you said yes, that is just step making bigger and growing bigger and bigger inside. So when it's big, it's really big, it can cause diseases. And one of the diseases is the burnout or is the depression, because it takes over everything that's in our system. So how to get out of this? Now, the very first thing to do is to take a moment for yourself and place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what is a boundary for me? And take one topic that is very important for you and pay attention to that. And ask, okay, in which way is for me the best way to set a boundary for this? And by having this conversation with yourself, you start understanding what your own boundary is. That's step one, figuring out what it is for you. The next step is to understand that we all have our own responsibility. So when we are in conversation with someone, you have a part, and the other person also has his part, and we are both responsible for whatever we do. So you are only responsible for your part. And most of the time, we are afraid for the reaction of the other. We want to please him. We want to make peace, make sure there is no argument coming, no war. So the disbalance is so big that we forgot that we are actually just two separated energies, and all we have to do is pay attention of the message that you are sending, your message. So when you are in the conversation with someone about your topic and you feel I have to speak out now, just pay attention to your part. The other part, how the other reacts, that's the responsibility from the other person. Now, it's easily said because the first time we do this, the first time I did it, very scary. A lot of things comes up, all the old fears, all the old behaviors. It feels like, okay, my world is gonna die. It's gonna end. It is, my relationship is gonna be over. This person never wants to talk to me again. And so our biggest fears comes up. And these are just parts that are connected to this kind of behavior. So when we start speaking out our own no at that moment, we know that this is just a moment that we are not used to go through, but it's not the truth. This is just words, things that we're feeding in our system for many, many times in our emotional environment. So be aware just to focus on your message and hold it for a second. And one of the things that has helped me very good is to say, if someone asks you something, say, yes, thank you. I hear you. I will take your question. I will come back with my answer to you. So, what you do is you create a safe space. And instead of saying immediately yes, because we also have all kind of feelings in the background, but we're so used to them that we just are familiar with them. But by just stop that moment and step back and find a moment, a place for yourself. It can be the toilet, it can be just go outside, but just where you can put your hand on your heart and breathe to yourself again, and then reflect in this end of the question that you received, and just start listening. Okay, this is the question. So what do I think of this? What do I feel by this? Is this something I'd like to do or give an answer? What comes up for me to share about this? So with that information that comes up, you can go to the other person and share your answer in this. So this is a very basic example, but it is also to step out of the moment, to take a moment, to get out of all the emotional pop-ups that we have sent for a second. Let them calm down again and go back in the situation. It's just to protect yourself and just to find a peace with yourself. And also not to do another more thing that you don't want to do. So by communicating this, you start understanding that instead in our feeling, we put it ourselves lower because we always said yes. We always said yes. And now you give yourself the opportunity to grow to an equal level. And on this equal level, the things you say to the other person, you also know that that person needs some time to have for themselves to understand what they are talking about and backward too. So by growing to the similar level, create a balance in communication with that person. And this is this kind of communications you can grow, and this is what you called like a healthy boundary. And the healthy boundary in this is that you be aware um, of the things you agree in or not, because you don't have to say always yes to please the other, or if we feel the big no inside. So those steps are needed to go through, and when you speak out your truth in this moment, after that, surprisingly, you'll feel more space, because in speaking out, this information literally creates more inner space. So by feeling all the emotions so stuck around us, when we are scared of speaking what we really want to speak out, in this case, our no, by doing it, you create space inside, so that also gives you the opportunity to look more clearly to the things that blocks or that holds you back, or had the negative emotions that are irritating us, our judgments and everything that's hanging around us. We just give more space to this so we can start seeing more clearly. And when we start seeing more clearly, we can also see when something comes up to us that is negative and is not good, you can also block more. And it's not block, but it's just to, okay, I see it, but I don't have to do it and anything with it because it's not from me. So um, maybe you recognize this, and I am very curious about how it is for you. Is there a specific boundary you are struggling with? And maybe you'd like to share that in the comments. So, or maybe you have managed to deal with a boundary. And it's also good to read this in the comments, because by sharing this, we give the other the opportunity to learn more from this. Because for me, it was the most beautiful gift in life to understand more about how I can communicate about boundaries. This was a part I communicated today. And yeah, let's keep this topic open. And because we can learn a lot of this and we can help each other just by sharing our ideas. Well, with these words, I just want to thank you for being participating in this video, and I hope to see you another time. Uh, yes.